It was the year 2016. I was happily running a race every day. From there to running across the country, cleaning up streets, parks and neighborhoods. Yes, I started alone in 2016. But today I stand here and more than a crore Indians have joined me in this movement. I combined fitness to fight the garbage crisis in the country. They named me Flogman of India. I'm Ripu Daman Bevli. But today I stand here and I know that the garbage crisis needs a bigger fight, needs more people, needs more stakeholders. And that's why I'm glad to be here. Welcome to India's biggest global award for designers and innovators in circular fashion. Our Elan Circular Design Challenge, in partnership with the United Nations in India and the Lakmé Fashion Week, is the biggest global award for designers and entrepreneurs to showcase products and innovations rooted in circularity. The platform that nurtures, mentors, and empowers these environmental champions.
We have to change the way that we are consuming and producing urgently.
All of them are so disruptive with their design, with their thought.
Sustainability and sustainable approach to life comes every day.
We have to think about a different word that is regenerative, that is future positive.
It's important to think about responsible and social ethics.
With partners across the UK, EU and the Asia Pacific, the CDC 2024 has handpicked some of the most exciting talent in design to be the finalists of the Circular Design Challenge.
We thought of initiating a challenge which would help bring together process experts, fashion designers, product innovators together on a platform where they could come up with solutions that could help fashion industry reduce their waste footprint and help reduce carbon emissions.
The entire application criteria and the scoring criteria was put together by the great minds at the UNEP. We look out for talent across the world and in India. We find an incredible group of designers and innovators. We put them through a series of mentorship. We have some amazing mentors who've been working with the platform for a very, very long time. There are some mentors who work deeply with these designers. There are some who come into masterclasses.
For us, it's the second year that we joined this challenge with the aim to support emerging designers that are part of our alumni community to join the challenge for the European selection chapter.
Redress is thrilled to be a partner of this competition and to bring our expertise in sustainable and circular fashion design to this really important global platform so that together we can really embed sustainable and circular practices in the next generation of designers.
I'm so excited that the British Council is the UK partner on this, so it's a chance for us to showcase the most innovative thinking that's going on in design today in the UK, but also put that on a global stage together with the global shortlist and then of course coming together for a final celebratory event in India.
Are you ready to experience the magic of CDC 2024?
कोई हिलेगा नहीं वहां से जब तक ट्रॉफी चली नहीं जाती बिना कौन रखेगा ट्रॉफी खड़ा कौन होएगा
Line up everyone.
Raghav, come, let's line up.
Chalo, all the fan you.
Daddy, let's go. Okay, I'll find you. See, side
Is her the only model that is done?
No.
Because I want to see the rest of
Yeah.
Like, how are you feeling, bro?
Not good right now.
No butterflies.
Well done.
Not zero.
I am. I'm so
Awesome. The show's already started, yeah.
Can you find Sylvia?
Bro, where's Sylvia?
Why do you want Sylvia?
मैम दिख रही है मैम वहां पे होंगी
Where's Sylvia? I'm looking for Sylvia. Have you seen Sylvia?
Have you seen Sylvia? Everybody is looking for her. I don't think we can find her.
But why do you need Sylvia?
Sylvia has to walk the ramp.
Walk the ramp? What do you say?
Okay, I'm a bit nervous. Slow down, settle down. Let me go back to my happy place.
My parents are actually organic tomato farmers in the south of Spain, so that's actually how my journey with sustainability started. The type of farming that my parents do focuses a lot in something called integrated fight, which means they use certain insects to attack the bad insects that are affecting farming there. And that made me have a really strong connection with my identity as a countryside girl. Something else that also influenced, I would say, my creative journey was the presence of my grandmother in my family. And this weaving technique that she taught me is basically using dry branches collected from the Spanish mountains of a dry branch that is called esparto. And I was like, I surely have to take this into my fashion practice. So that's when I started creating the hats that are created with the technique that my grandmother taught me, and inspiring myself in the hats that also my parents wear when they are working in the farm, because it's so hot there and the sun hits your face. So you kind of want to, protect yourself. The collection that I'm presenting at Lakmé Fashion Week, it's called Freckle because of this story. When I worked for LVMH, I learned so much to work with different plant-based fibers and to look at the traceability of the products that we are using for the textiles that we are creating. And we will be dyeing nettle fibers or the regenerative wool or the cotton. I thought I really need to bring this into my collection and make it fully biodegradable and make my collection fully regenerative. Wait.
Jargon breaking.
Regeneration. Regeneration is basically regenerating earth, working with fibers such as Himalayan nettle, pineapple fibers, organic cotton, tencel, banana fibers, everything that can regenerate earth when it biodegrades. I'm committed to the regenerative approach, preserving the earth's resources and promoting biodiversity conservation.
What, are you narrating a story?
I believe she was.
Wait, we gotta rewind.
I've been working on climate and sustainability since about 2005, at a time where climate change was just a bunch of young kids protesting on the streets. A really, really transformational thing happened in 2015. It's called the Paris Agreement. It was basically someone was telling a story that influenced governments to come together. Fast forward to 2024, you have a property called the Circular Design Challenge, where the fashion industry is coming together and actually talking about sustainability. It took thousands and thousands of people, gazillion years to do it. But the only thing that worked was telling the right story at the right time. I run a platform called Plug TV, which is called People Like Us Create TV. We work in 22 countries with about 250,000 creators and creatives who basically create visual stories for multiple screens.
मेरे पास आपके लिए 2 questions हैं. Why do you think it is very important for the creators to tell their stories?
कोई कहानियां बताएगा तो समझ में आएगा कि क्या हो रहा है. और फिक्शन नहीं, नॉन फिक्शन की जो बातें हैं, असली बातें हैं, वो इन लोग ही बता सकते हैं ना, creators. When they create something, people see it.
What we're going to do in the next 2 hours is to really understand how we break down our pitch. We will identify our enemy. We will really make that enemy stink. Like, we want the world to hate that enemy and the world to feel hopeless without our solution.
We use these pesticides and these chemicals and these invasive species are affecting We used to be like this. Look at what we've become.
240 million seat belts and car seat covers and a lot of the other materials that contribute to automotive shred and recipe.
The problem is clear. The problem is overproduction, overconsumption.
The enemy is a recycling system because it's, in a way, promoting consumerism when I hear you.
Most of the bioplastics out there that are being used in footwear are also mixed in with plastics currently, which doesn't help us solve the microplastic problem either.
They're like big conglomerates who've gotten alternative solutions, but they're yet not able to do this.
So use it, get rid of it, and then it's not a problem anymore. But the problem comes to people like us.
I like the angle of hopelessness where it's moving towards it, and I want to stop that. If you just for a second close your eyes, and I say, imagine a piece of content that is about conservation. What do you see?
Trees, planting, wilding, rewilding.
We've been seeing this for over 4 decades. We're really tired of this, right? And if we don't see human voices that are really bringing solutions and hope in ways that people want to consume content, the work that you do, for example, you mobilize people on ground to clean it up and there's physical impact.
One of the things that I wanted to take away from here is that I go back hopeful. That look, there are people out there trying to make real change in the fashion industry, one of the most polluting industries, let's be honest about it. But where there's a problem, there could be a solution. So what do you think? Is there a solution? And if there is, these people are the people, the flag bearers of that change.
I think these 7 participants who are here, each of their solutions are unbelievable. And when you connect to their personal stories, because that's actually the masterclass that we're doing, you realize that before they became designers, it is something that was with them since they were children, since they were like growing up. And now they're here to say that I want my solution to scale so that the industry and the world can transform. It's so important to storytell your brand.
We've never looked at Akai City as a brand, but come, let me show you what we do. Much better. One of the things that we're most excited about, that we've really practiced a lot for the past 2 years and has been at the core of Akai City's research and design practices, is garment-to-garment remanufacturing. Cut.
Jargon breaking.
Essentially, garment-to-garment remanufacturing is all about delicately unraveling the seams of an already existing garment that's either been used or is been unsold and is lying in inventory. So essentially being able to fully deconstruct it back into its pattern format and then completely reconstructing it into a new garment. Akai City is a research and design house. The idea has always been around understanding what happens to your clothes after you're done wearing them and where do they go to die. That's sort of the question that led me to go and discover the post-consumer textile supply chain, essentially, right? Like which also does mean post-industrial textile waste. But the larger game for Akai City is about revival. My entire journey of finding the supply chain started in Gujarat, which is near the Munda port. There's a Kandla special economic zone where there's heavy import and export of post-consumer textile waste. While I was sorting all of these things is when I realized that there's so much that gets wasted. Like, for every one good pair of jeans, there's 10 jeans that get wasted. So for you, in order for you to buy that perfect Levi's 501 orange tab, Biggie, whatever, like there's 300 jeans that are being put aside. There's 500 jeans being put aside to just find those 10, 20, 30 pieces, right? And so those 300 were my pain point. I'm like, why am I putting this aside? Okay, this gets broken down back into its fiber. कभी downcycle हो जाता है, कभी पिल्लों की filling बन जाएगा, नहीं तो polyester मिला के नया fabric बना देंगे, तो वापस recycle होगा. So इतनी चीजें हैं, like, but to me that fabric was good enough. So the Master G is working at the back of the atelier, and and everybody's welcome. I think I used to call that my sales door. There was a point in time where I knew if anybody's walked in through that door and they've been able to see what we're doing, there's no way they're going back without a jean. There's no way they're going back without a product, because just the sheer idea of to be able to see something being built new from something so old and rigid and something that you thought was otherwise waste is just truly magical for some of the people. This transparency is so important to what we do.
Transparency, right? We know what happened in the morning.
And now, rewind further.
Do you know what's happening next? No, you don't have the schedule. You haven't gone through it. Okay.
Waiting for you to...
Okay, all right, yeah. Handhold us and take us along. But like in life, nothing happens as planned, right? How many of you guys know cricket? In cricket, there's a googly. The bowler is going to go bowl like this and suddenly he bowls the other way. It's the curve ball. Exactly. In baseball, you have the curve ball. So you expecting a master class right now? That is not what we're going to deliver to you right now. You kind of have seen each other's faces and you know who all are here. Do you remember Zoom calls? There was some guy with an admin on the window. No, I wasn't there. I wish, but no.
Lead AI.
Right now, we're gonna be calling somebody who's gonna be joining you guys in the finals. We have a wild card entry. Drishti and Rashmik from Lafani. Woohoo! Big round of applause.
This amazing brand called Lafani is officially, but undercover, part of our Elan Circular Design Challenge in partnership with the United Nations in India, season 2024. Welcome.
Oh my God. We see it as an achievement, sure. The fact that we made it to the jury round is a second time, but 2 times in a row not winning, not moving beyond that point. You still are a little bit skeptical, when you're in that place to say, acha, people are going to be like, haan, 2 bari gaye, dono bari nahi hua guys. Lafani is a design-led circular apparel brand.
And our mission is to honor the process, the beauty behind the craftsmanship, and tell the stories of the times we live in through the lens of fashion.
On the spectrum of sustainable fashion, they come from the side of design. We come from the other end of the spectrum, which is sustainability. And so for us, sustainability is not really an afterthought, but is the core of everything we do.
There is this culture of disposability, which did not sit well with us.
So we nudge our consumers into repairing and send out a repair kit which is custom made for every garment.
We were very fortunate to be in close contact with other communities, really see the rural landscape of India. And that was through all the projects that we did. Through these journeys, I was also able to come in very close contact with these artisanal communities as well. Whether it was Zari embroiderers in West Bengal, I remember I asked them, how much do you earn in a day and how many hours do you put in? And they said something about 50 rupees. And I called up Drishti immediately. I'm like, Drishti, do you know how much they're earning? Nothing.
We wanted to create a product that is agnostic of trends of time. The second for us as the responsibility of any brand that is producing, which is also being aware and mindful of the waste that they generate. And so we try and bring it back into the loop and we close that. We've spoken about craft, and I think building meaningful craft connections is very important for us. Garments are essentially lived experiences, right? How I might want to wear and style a garment may be very different from how Rashmik wants to do it. A lot of our pieces from this collection are genderless and multifunctional.
Jargon breaking.
Multifunctionality is essentially versatility of use, which means you can dress up or dress down a particular garment the way you want to. The bib that I have here, if you want to really dress it down, then you can wear it on the solid olive side. But if you really want to dress it up, you can wear it on this embroidered side.
How does it feel to be in an empty room right now? Because just 5 minutes ago, it was filled with competitors?
I wouldn't say competitors.
No?
We are a community.
It felt like we had all eyes on us.
Yeah.
You had eyes
and
on
that
us, of course.
That was good, and it was intimidating.
And
at
also
the same
something we
time.
thought we were prepared for. I think people were shocked, which is obvious, and that should be the case.
But yeah, I think also everybody was super supportive.
When they announced a new finalist, I was a little bit awkward. One more.
We're all here to win, but we're all here to learn as well.
Yeah, okay.
And I think that's the most important thing.
My next thought is, what they did? So I just go into CDC Instagram. Let's see, okay, they do something like t-shirt, something like that.
Nothing. There was no reaction. We just surprised, okay, sure, whatever.
Yeah, let's cut.
Elan Green Gold is made from 100% post-consume PET bottles. And then all these bottles are then cut into flakes. They are decolored, and then from that, the fiber is made. This fiber is then made into a yarn, and from the yarn, the fabric is made. So this is our Elan Earth Tea. This is made from 100% post-consumer PET bottles. At Lakmé Fashion Week, we kind of have this whole drive where we collect all the bottles from the event, and then they are taken to our facility. This print was done by JJ Valaya. You know, when you say green gold, right? So it can be incorporated in wovens, knits, and denims. The second product in the sustainability basket that we have is Eco Gold. We introduce the bioenzymes during the production stage. It attracts bacteria, which decomposes the garment.
Back on Instagram, eh?
Yes, it's wonderful. So I want to put it on my Instagram.
Really, it
yes,
is really.
I love the embroideries.
Wow.
Yeah.
But also, like, it's crazy. You're always on Instagram, and I love how comfortable you are with it.
I don't think we have been properly introduced yet. I love anime. I love Japanese food. I'm a lazy guy. Sushi, ramen, no, that one. Be honest, it's not my ideas. I'm a happy guy, and I love to make friends with people to build a relationship. So I did quite a lot of content on the Instagram because I want to share my life, and I would like to understand the life from the others. My brand is about to empower individuals through the sustainable fashion design by combining the essentials design style and the commitment of exploration of new material and design. Through constant exploration of new materials, we ensure sustainable value. This helps us to evolve. I was a social worker and I believe in social change. I embrace sustainable fashion design can empower individuals and community. So I do it in my brand. Sometimes I feel have some thing I must do, but I don't think it's like hero, but yeah, something is meaningful.
If I have to ask you, if you're not the winner, who do you think should be the winner?
You putting me in the spot.
Nah, it is the time. No diplomacy, just go for it.
No, I'm not gonna say who should be the winner. I'm gonna say who I think is gonna be the winner.
Right, yeah.
I think it's gonna be Arkai. I'm pretty sure.
Now that
But
was...
also because his team is amazing.
Yeah.
His infrastructure already like has a supply chain figured out. So I think he's well deserving of the first prize.
I like honesty. Quick fire, all right? I want to ask you the same question. If not you, who's the winner?
I like the minimalism that Fannyu's work embodies. If it's not me, it should be Fanyu.
Okay, so he was honest, but then he was also like circumnavigating around it. It was very boring. So
We are boring people. It's just that our work is exciting.
Yeah, I think Sylvia is the winner, clear winner here.
Gender bias.
No.
That's total gender bias.
Gautam will go to the opening night at the Lakmé Fashion Week wearing Sylvia's hat. It's not a punishment because it's a beautiful hat.
It is.
So you won the hat?
I won the hat.
Why don't you go and ask one of the models?
She's busy in conversation. I don't want to break her. So I'm not gonna wear Sylvia's straw hat, man. That's just not me in my character. So I'm just gonna be who I am. I'm just gonna wear my little baseball hat. And all right, let's do this. During my architecture days, I loved the idea of sustainability, working with alternate materials, and that kind of guided me to Auroville. So there I was bitten by the sustainability bug. You know, I saw that there's a community of 1,800 people who renounced their citizenships from different parts of the world, and they're living in this community. So I was there for 6 months originally, working with the Center for Scientific Research with my mentor of that time, Suhasini Iyer, who taught me a lot about sustainable materials, including mud architecture, wind water harnessing, rainwater harnessing, solar cooking. When we discovered the car seat belt, we realized that, it was the eureka moment literally happened when I was driving from home to work, and I was like, we're looking for these alternate materials, So how about car seat belts? These would lend perfectly to the bags and accessories line of products that we want to create. So we started calling these car companies to understand, where is it that we can get seatbelt materials from. So all of them said seatbelts, is a very closed kind of a process. You're not going to have access to seatbelts directly from car makers. But then an uncle of mine, he said that you should also check out Mayapuri, which was essentially where a lot of the cars from all over the country in India were destined to, right? So they would end up in Mayapuri, where all the parts were dismantled from the car, the rubber insulation, the rubber pads, the seat covers and the seat belts, which is essentially what we were looking for, are all destined to the landfill and they're burned, right? So we were like, oh wow, man, this is amazing. We work with value-added ways to create products that can be used in B2B and corporate gifting, and to create a buzz around sustainability. That sustainability also is a very cool place to be, and new products and product innovation can also come up with waste materials. Ours is the first organization in India to take the seatbelt story and become a bridge between the automotive sector and the fashion world. We had our first experience at the fitting the other day.
Some get hooked when Cupid strikes, but I've been heartless ever since I opened my eyes. I'm gonna run for love.
I'm gonna take you straight into the fittings. Follow me. This is where each designer meets the models, the stylist, and the show director for the first time. For some of them, it's their first ever fittings. Tensions are gonna run high, seams are gonna run low. But one thing's for sure, there's gonna be high drama. Come along.
Okay, so Blunt Story, Jaggery, and Archive. These are three designers who are not here. Are we doing their fittings or they've decided to walk out?
For the first time, working with a professional crew in a professional environment, and the hustle and bustle of Lakmé Fashion Week really sort of got into our DNA. We saw how the cookie crumbles, and as soon as we got there, we saw this bald head, and Neeraj shouting away, do this, do that, and all of that. And I'm like, dude, this is so me, man.
Let's see. Hey! Lado nahi. Why would you not want to present this look? Yeah. Are you okay with that? Yeah. Or you want to present this one only? See, my main concern is first, the morning jury. You need to show variation. Can I just see Lakshmi walk, please? I don't know why I don't feel this is doing justice to her. Hello and hello and hello. Welcome back to the season. Yay! Circular Design Challenge, you all have done. Raise your hands. Cool. So whosoever has done, you all know how important this property is to Lakmé Fashion Week in partnership with FDCI. It brings to life sustainability in every way, shape, form or manner. We have 6+1 designers. They all participated. They all have made it. And we have international participation as well, like it was last season too. So CDC has gone bigger and bigger. So can we just give a huge round of applause?
I think everyone's really trying to push their boundaries and trying to be more conscious. I think the beauty of a showcase like this is the fact that everyone really functions first from their heart and emotions.
Yeah.
And then they try and build a model that can also, convert into like commerce.
At fittings, you get a sense of what you can do and then you let it mull so that by showtime you can really spruce things up. And with CDC in particular, each one of them has such a strong story. Yeah. Either it's a material story or it's a recycling story or it's like, a story about just the world that they're trying to rebuild.
Designers in this section of Lakmé Fashion Week, they all operate from their heart. It's a live competition. The first winner gets 15 lakh rupees. Plus a solo show next season. So it's a very, very, very big platform for anybody to be there and for them to take it forward to being a brand.
today's fitting day.
Everybody's like a bit like supercharged, like first day of fittings, 10th show, let's get this done. Like so many people around.
It was my first fittings ever. We've done like casual fittings, but nothing formal. So a CDC experience has been an eye-opener for a small organization like Jaggery.
Okay, blunt story that is? No, yes. We've done the introduction now. We'll send you the models.
Fittings was very overwhelming for me. This was the first time I'd been in that sort of environment. So every day on the way into work, we would cross the Ghazipur landfill. It sort of like rises over the horizon now almost, and they bring it down a notch and then it's back up again. It catches fire and it is absolutely repulsive, the kind of toxins that leaches into our air. And that was something that like just always sat with me. Even before then, I think it was very clear to me that I didn't want to make footwear that ended up in a landfill somewhere or ended up on a deserted beach or a mountaintop somewhere. Earlier, we didn't have agricultural waste in our footbed. We only had it in our outsole. Now we manage incorporating 10% into our footbed. Even with the designs, we pushed the material story further, and we did want to highlight the lightness of cork versus, a lot of other materials. So we had a lovely platform sandal to kind of like expand on that lightness. I think I'm more of a generalist. I genuinely enjoy learning things. So if you give me something new, I love figuring it out. I like to take things apart and figure them out. It's a great way for me to channel that sort of energy into something like this, because then you're solving for problems that are bigger than you and not worrying about the small stuff.
Okay, after this, we go for saltless.
I live between Milan and Beijing. I just get bored when I stay in one place for a long time. I just want to escape. I'm just like being something like artist, being myself. I like to do the creative things. Solace Foundation in Milan of the Xu Wenyan, and she's my good leader, good sister, good friend. We got the vintage stuff from the neighborhoods, which is they're not wearing anymore. And we select good quality to sell and use some dead stock to do some remake. And we also help the young designer to realize their collection, to realize their design.
So how does it feel after your first ever fittings?
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah.
I think
Brilliant is the word.
Yeah, because I think what we had in mind and how we were only told that things are going to move very differently and your looks are going to be shuffled. That's precisely what happened.
Which I saw, yeah.
Yes, but I think they bring in so much of like a perspective which we would not have otherwise.
There's this perception of sustainable clothes looking dowdy or looking, and I think this crop really shatters all those notions, because this was like cool streetwear to a large extent. What wasn't streetwear was so avant-garde that it kind of makes you rethink what menswear is. At the end of the day, the show is about showmanship. So I really want to put out a show that makes people really think.
Wow, go wow.
Yeah, also go wow, 100% go wow. But more than anything, I want people to think. I want them to leave the room just reimagining or questioning their own ideas of what circularity is or what sustainability is and how far we can push that needle.
Three, two, one, enter! Ati, Sanjeev and Bella. Once you have crossed your first rank, center हो गया, जो भी side हो, first side खत्म हुआ, second side में थोड़ा fast हो जाना. Otherwise it starts looking very odd when that one model is walking. One line. Daya, don't take the center. That's what I'm saying. Chandni, if you do not walk in the center, you will not be seen. ठीक है, नहीं वो ठीक है.
I'm feeling stunned.
No. We do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. People, please walk neatly.
Morning, it's 6 a.m. and we're here at rehearsals. I just popped my fashion show Cherry. That's my first show ever.
अगर सामने वाला दिख रहा है कि उसमें घुस जाओगे तो थोड़ा स्लो डाउन हो जाओ. No, 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 no. You saw also. Xander, no swinging. Straight walk. Archive City is one designer, two designers. Where is the other one? If Jaggery is the winner, you still need to go. This is the shot that we need. Everybody saw? I need that visual of the designer walking to the center. So quickly come stand and then you guys don't even cross the center.
I'm so glad I'm not a model, but I appreciate each one of them. All these boys out here, they're up here at what, 5:30?
I'm loving the space, excited for what's to come. It's like the work of so many months is coming to an end and a new beginning, and it's just really exciting and overwhelming as well. We didn't get to sleep too much yesterday because we're in Pearl show, so we just need to enjoy every piece and every part of it.
It's super early in the morning. I think we woke up at 4:30, Rashmik and I. I was just so tired and groggy, but we quickly came down for rehearsals and I think they went pretty well.
There is going to be a wall there, so don't get distracted by that. You have to just get into that wall. And I will be there and I will tell you. Understood? Thank you so much. Have a great Fashion Week.
Ritvik,
yes, sir.
Bro, you're in like in 5 seconds.
Yes, sir.
Just capture what he's doing.
Okay. Can I speak on my own? I bolu. Aage. Punjabi munde aage. Aage.
We are at the beautiful UN House in New Delhi. Our 7 finalists are ready for the pitch of a lifetime. Are you ready? Welcome to the jury round of our Elan Circular Design Challenge in partnership with United Nations in India. Here, each participant gets 4 minutes to pitch their idea to an esteemed jury. So come along as we get exclusive access into Q&A, jury deliberations, and maybe, just maybe, we get to know the winner of the show before the rest of the world. Come.
You are all, wherever you're living, you're part of, the UN member states, and so you're always welcome here. This is your home as well. Circular Design Challenge, circularity, and this is about eternal life. But if we don't behave in a circular way, our life, our human life, will not be eternal.
There's tension there, right? Because I want to give all 7 of them, the first place prize.
All of them, all these 7 individuals and the brands that they've created are so disruptive with their design, with their thought.
It's important to have projects that want to work for solutions and for better living and think about responsible and social ethics.
When you love your craft, and when you're in love with what you do, I think the beauty and authenticity of that is much more important than numbers.
Always with these things, it's terribly hard to judge it because everybody's got a different point of excellence.
So, एक बार आप चालू करो, मैं थोड़ा froze up a little. एक सेकंड मुझे समझ ही नहीं आया मैं चालू कैसे करूँ क्योंकि इंट्रोडक्शन भी नहीं दे रहा हूँ. Intro से चालू करता हूँ. Archive City is a research and design house. It's a culmination of larger global textile waste and the indigenous waste. I'm so bad. क्योंकि आप लोग ने बोला था dumb it down a little bit कि easily समझ आए.
Dumb नहीं, simplify.
Simplify.
Pace yourself. I felt like I was watching a video on 1.5x.
But how do I take off this, what you said, that I look like an arrogant person? How do I take that off? कितने लोग हैं? 4-5?
1000.
No. नहीं, jury.
I can't say.
और आप लोग भी वोट करोगे इसमें? नहीं. नंबर तो दे सकते हो.
नहीं.
मुझे कुछ प्रिंट करना है अगर उनको सामने रखने के लिए रैंडम नंबर दे दो कि इतने 6 प्रिंट करके 8 प्रिंट करके.
You to know now who's the jury by now.
I've fully deduced it.
Neil, we won't react.
I've fully deduced it.
Okay, so Neil,
Say na.
I think the guy who definitely did a mentorship. फिर एक कोई celebrity होगा पक्का.
ऐसी अपनी पिच भी रिड्यूस कर लो 4 मिनट में. जहाँ लगाना है वहाँ लगाओ.
I'm Rethink and I'm here to present to you the solution. I think there's garments of all kinds. Not all garments are equally built. Some things built to last, some things not. What we saw was value in garments is something that comes from how you wear them, how you use them, what do you wish to do with them later. Cities like Panipat and Kandla are processing of so much of the world's waste. When you were actually seeing like what are the second-hand garments that are coming in, how do you sort them out, 10% of them being used to be reworn as is, the rest of them being either downcycled, recycled or upcycled. I chose to believe that there's a better way to do this. There's a better way to repair and to be able to extend the life cycle of something that already exists. But there's also another way to deconstruct something and then to reconstruct it into a new garment. What we believe the right way to do it is to build garment to garment. And that's what we present to you here with Archive.
What are you doing then? How many jeans gone into that jacket and how do you lay them out?
3 of these jeans. One of them actually ends up forming the back, the other ends up forming the first. Whatever is left out of it, again, to answer your question, when we on the pattern table, all that waste is converted into jeans like those.
I understand the denim, the blue denim part of it. The second garment, can you just kind of disintegrate how it was put together?
So this has been taken out of a panel of what used to be an old panel. So this went here. You took another part of the leg, made into that, and all the waste that was generated on the cutting floor was again ingeniously made into this blazer.
So how many garments together for the jacket and the trouser?
So I mean, essentially, this jacket would have taken about 2 pair of pants. That 2 pair of pants, whatever was left over, was made into the blazer, and this would have been made from. Imagine if there were 4 of these made, you would all the stuff that would be left over, you would make one of these. Everybody's been upcycling for so long. It's just become time now that it was supposed to be standardized, and what we did was set some systems in place which could be replicated not just in our facility but in facilities across the world while having a zero waste mindset to us. What we've built is also a brand where people feel cool that they're wearing it. I think sustainability sells because it's cool, not because it's truly sustainable. I would love to see that day when everybody's buying this because it's sustainable.
First of all, I just want to congratulate you on the depth of your knowledge. You gave a brilliant presentation. It was ever so good. You've enlightening us around a waste issue and a polluting issue that I wasn't aware of. You've made it place specific in a way that really matters for the Indian context.
Thank you guys. Thank you for having me.
You just did your pitch finally.
Yeah. I think, I tried to give in my all and we'll see. We'll see what happens. Yeah. Now I think I'm kind of relaxed, but I'm also tense because I want to know what happens. I want to know how they would literally put me in different boxes, how would we talk about it, or whatever.
But was there a winning pitch?
I'm a winner, man.
Yeah?
Hey guys, all the best. Feeling a bit nervy, but also a bit composed. Okay, we'll see how we go.
Bro, you need to kill this. Alright?
All right,
Forget about
man.
everything.
Yeah. Nico, boss?
Good.
Thank you, man. What my intention was to, in the Q&A, when, obviously there'll be some questions that, we'll be asked. So I was gonna use that as like a kind of not a punchline, but something like that will trigger new thought processes. 8,000 kilotons of our textiles end up in the landfills every day. Compounded by the fact that in April 2022, we had the vehicle scrappage policy, which estimates about 180 million car seat belts entering the landfills of the country, leading to a lot of automotive shredder residue that ends up in the landfills. On the environmental front, we've diverted over 18,600 kilometers of car seat belts.
Selling now, in airports, I mean, commercially, not necessarily, the B2B. Clearly, I think, there is a sense that go with your strengths. So the accessories are the strengths, and that's really, that's more than enough, really, to build a great brand.
I create a high-end fashion brand, transforming these textile waste and industries and household waste. This is the powerful kite. That means just kind of like the parachute. And the next one is a light jacket. And this one, I collaborate with the second big sales in light jacket production in Japan. We believe we have the social responsibility and we practice it with our professionals' knowledge and skills. And then this background shaped my commitment to create the positive change through my designs.
How do you envision sourcing these materials? From what all sources?
Mostly for the airbag, I can't really find much in Japan because there is the law, the restriction. They need the car maker, they deal with the airbag or the parts by themselves.
You went over time and they were still listening to you?
Yeah,
That's good.
I don't know, but yeah, that's it.
Did you give everything that you wanted to? Did you give it all?
I would like to have a better conclusion.
Yeah.
But I think my speech can cover it. But yeah, somewhere.
All right, awesome.
Yeah. I'm asking myself two questions. That are we creating too much fashion now, and do we need too much fashion? Because when we are keeping creating, we are facing overproductions. And when the fashion trend passes the dead stock, what we are facing the problem of the dead stock, and we collect the waste fabric from our partner workshop and other clothes. We're gonna broke them and remake it as a new garment.
Okay, so we have Chandni going in. Chandni, you're gonna pitch to jury for the first time, all right? Years of innovation, months of preparation, 5 minutes of pitch. What do you think?
I'm scared as hell. It's like, sure, landfills and all people don't see every day, but you're wearing footwear every day and it's leaching microplastics every single day. Yeah. So, yeah, okay. The 8 billion pairs of feet in the world that need to be, how do you say it, like dressed? The opposite of like the footwear version of dress. No, and I think also that I do need to prepare. I do need to plan I need to time myself. Most casual and performance footwear is heavily reliant on plastics like EVA, TPU, and strong polymers that take anywhere between 400 to 1,000 years to decompose. Our proprietary soles and crude are made from plant-based materials and entirely plastic-free. We developed them over a 3-year period with materials that include bio-based oils and agricultural waste, cork on a natural rubber base. This is a PU foam. It's super harmful because it utilizes blowing agents in the making. So we replace this with a felt made out of post-consumer garment waste. We address some of the largest waste streams in India. One, the agricultural waste from rice harvest that keeps farmers from burning it down. We work with small-holding farmers to do so. We educate them about the pollution from burning.
Footwear is such a functional product. So have you gone through your tests?
They go through all your tensile, tear, flex, all of it. And they are at par with industry standards for casual footwear.
Have you tried how biodegradable they are?
As an industry, I don't believe footwear needs to be biodegradable because they are strong polymers, even if it's rubber or plastic. it should probably not be put into the soil. I do believe very strongly in recycling. I thought they were like bored already. I think my Q&A saved me.
Okay, you're going in like a couple of minutes.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, how do you feel?
Ready to smash it, to be honest.
Are you gonna rock it like?
I'm gonna rock it like a rock star. That's my problem. I forget to breathe. At some point when I was speaking, I was like, do I have time?
Yeah. No,
One more second.
So now see, you were bang on and you have enough time. You can cut a little, you can breathe a little.
Yeah.
You can dramatize it a little bit. So it is very interesting to watch you say it.
Okay.
We'll freestyle it.
All right, look into their eyes and just wow them.
And get into their souls. We are in a state of emergency. We need to protect our native species. 10,000 species are getting extincted every year in the world. Native species are crucial for pollination process, and they're in charge of pollinizing 75% of flowers all around the world. 35% of those are in charge of food production. So taking those bad species from the ecosystem and protecting native species, using them for dyeing, making the garments fully biodegradable when you drop them in the soil. So questions are welcome.
So you just kind of take me through where, how, what innovation have you used there?
The pink colors are created with Casalpiña mexicana, and the green colors are created from the cellulose of mulberry leaves. This belt is created with spikes of an invasive species that grows around my dad's greenhouse, and it's called Arundodonax. For the Mexican Casalpiña, we bring it directly from Mexico, and we bring it as the bark of the tree. So if you see it, it's like if you scrap the bark, and then what we do is we crush it and we boil it to make the natural dye.
Okay, so Drishti and Rashmik are gonna go in next, all right? And who's gonna do the maximum talking?
Drishti, of course.
Drishti, of course. All
I
right?
don't understand why that's of course. I will happily give this to Rashmik if he wants to do it.
I have made this sacrifice for the team.
I want to feel happy and satisfied that I answered all the questions with complete honesty and sincerity, and I gave the pitch the way I'd planned to give it.
I think the flow, more or less, we've aligned it with what we learned during the masterclass because we thought that made the most sense to us. What we are focusing on is also what we identified during the masterclass. Do we get bonus points for ending on time?
Brownies from my side.
I think
Like
I'm
real
okay.
brownies,
I'm
no
okay.
brownie points. Y'all are here as a brownie, you know that, right? So
Sustainability to us is about creating legacies like the saris and the shawls passed down through generations. Yet today, agriculture and craft sectors, which should anchor resilience, are being downgraded. Indigenous cotton, once covering 97% of India's land, now accounts for 1%. 60% of our textiles come from other women-led organizations. Indigenous cotton makes up 60% of our collections, supporting over 35 women artisans across the supply chain.
We co-create with artisans from 8 clusters across the country. Lastly, we upcycle 100% of our own pre-consumer textile waste, thus closing the loop.
So your all the katha sujani you've done on the garments is done in West Bengal?
So all of the embroidery is done by migrant artisan embroiderers in our own workshop in Delhi.
With organic cotton and natural dyes and a lot of handwork, how do you manage to sell it?
So we often say that we have cost-led pricing for now. Our margins run, I would say, not as high as I would like them to be.
I was just looking at your Instagram and I don't know you of your brand and your passion. I have to say it doesn't come out this through the visuals and through what I see.
Absolutely. I think right now our marketing spend as compared to any other fashion brand is quite little. A lot of it goes towards product development and wages, and paying fair wages for now. I don't mean not paying fair wages later, I mean fair wages. It's hard to compete with brands that claim to be doing it all A textile like a Kala cotton, for instance, does not have a certification. So it's hard to sort of tell retailers outside of India that, our claims are sustainable. And yeah, we've gotten rejected by a lot of retailers just basis that.
The roots that you have from India, which is important. I think roots is always something that you always have to bring in each project, and whether you're gonna develop it worldwide, it's an Indian root project, and that I think it's important to keep as a value and as your DNA.
Thank you so much. Tell us who the winners are.
We're not supposed to announce yet.
Oh my God, I'm not going to cheat. I'm not a cheater. I'm never going to say it.
Not supposed to announce yet. You tried to trick me there. I almost.
You gave it away? Okay, second, runner-up. Okay, but
I'll tell you what.
Yes.
I'll tell you what. Number 1, the winner, incredible. Number 2, the winner, amazing. Right? Yeah. And number 3 and 4 and 5, 6 and 7, all fantastic.
You'll know just a couple of hours.
The time has come. We're on ground for the grand finale of our Elan Circular Design Challenge in partnership with the United Nations in India and the Lakmé Fashion Week. Months of preparation, innovation, ideation, mentorship, and masterclasses have led to this moment. The designers are going to showcase their collection to an open audience for the first time ever. The showcase will culminate with the announcement of the winner and the runner-up of the Circular Design Challenge 2024. Excitement is the word, or is it nervousness? Let's find out. Where's Sylvia? Where's Sylvia? Where's Sylvia? Sylvia! Yay! You're going in, finally.
Yes, finally.
How does it feel?
Amazing. I mean, they're ready to go, so...
You ready?
Yes, I'm ready as well. They need to be ready to not fall on the catwalk. I'm ready. I already did my hard part for today. I did the pitch, so this is easy now.
Hold on. Okay. All right. You're going in the next couple of minutes. How do you feel right now?
Excited. Really excited to showcase all our work. Yeah.
And you think let's just say
this part is not nerve-wracking. This part is pure fun.
So what plans for the after evening?
Depends on the result.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
So now we're talking about the results? Isn't everyone the winner? Like, what happened to that?
Who said that? Who said that everyone is a winner?
Winning is so important.
Absolutely not. As wildcard entrants, we can't say that.
Right.
Yeah.
So you want to win?
Of course.
We're in a state of mind right now that it seems all about technology and artificial intelligence and just digital, which is fine, but it's not enough, because I think then the roots and the traditions and the touching things are the most important. I think technology, it's fundamental, but to improve and to bring the process in an easier way and to try and challenge better the fact of overconsumption. So for sure, roots and traditions are important.
sustainable fashion for a long time. You have to accept that everybody comes at it from a different angle and there's no such thing as perfection. We have to think about a different word that is regenerative, that is future positive,
Yes.
that is not just stopping at let's not stuff up the world. But
Yes.
actually, how can we make it flourish and thrive in new ways?
Yeah.
To be honest, it's not my first time for the fashion show, for Fashion One, right? But the first time in India, first time at the Lakmé Fashion Week.
Yeah.
It's a very, very big fashion week.
Yes.
So I'm very, very excited. Yes.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
The word comes out.
Yes.
How fun you.
Always on go, feel like I'm never home. I get so swole, it's time to let it go. Got me, know you feeling it, I got you feeling it.
Incredible what disruptive thinking, new innovation can do. And I strongly believe that the times that we are in, we all individually have to take that initiative about bringing about the change that we want to see, right? And it starts with our personal practices. So as a creator, as an innovator, as a designer, the fact that the younger lots already thinking about bringing about that change, thinking about the impact that they want to leave behind with their legacy is so important. And that's so exciting, such an exciting time for a new designer, especially in the space of sustainable fashion. Because that is the future. There are no two ways about it.
And watch them grow till I say my piece. Know you feeling it, I got you feeling it. Monsters, tell me, do you believe in those monsters? I'm talking dreams so big that they'll haunt you, or they'll call me. That's how you know if you gotta go and get to win and not conquer. I had to go out and get it without a sponsor. Kept it real, never crooked, yeah, that's honor. Now I can go out and get it how I want to. Hashtag bless, I choose.
All right. Okay, you're going in very, very soon. How are you feeling? Yeah.
No words.
Say a word, like single word.
Scared.
Scared? Okay, but why is that? The pitch was awesome. You were awesome. Everybody loved the designs. Why?
I don't know, you tell me.
So I let you go. But a little bit of bhangra, man, wouldn't help. Wouldn't like really like, yeah, man, yeah. Like, okay, chest. Like, yeah.
Circular design challenge projects such as these ones are important because I do think that it gives also support to the new generation that they have a space where to show their work. And I think that nowadays we don't need any more clothes. So it's a little bit contradictory, but at the same time, I think it's important to have projects that want to work for solutions and for better living and think about responsible and social ethics. And it's also valuable to, and examples also for the newer generation to see how things are changing, because obviously this system needs to be changed.
The importance is exactly, to really go to the next level, the 2.0 or 3.0 or whatever of sustainability, which is getting very, very serious about the commercialization aspects, the certification of products and processes. We saw here today a lot of transparency on information in supply chain and in the business processes, who are making the products, the dyes and the materials and all of these things. So it's about transparency and bringing that information to the consumer. We saw some great labeling. First of all, a consumer, we have to get beyond where it's just is something looking great. Right. It's got to look great, it's got to be cool, or people won't buy it. But they need to actually know what's behind that, what's in the material. So it's really, I think it's about access to information.
Sustainability and sustainable approach to life comes every day. You just to think, just to be mindful. It's not that कि अभी मेरा काम हो जाए, and we will think about the bigger issue of waste and litter and plastic later. That cannot be the story. It's very easy to just say that the consumer is not mindful or they are not making the right choices. Are we giving them the right choices? Mindful creation leads to mindful consumption. So if I'm creating mindfully, I'm actually asking the consumer to buy mindfully.
All the finalists, all 7 are amazing. And I do expect to see all 7 successful, flourishing. I look forward to the next couple of years, watching what happens with their business. This is the best audience right here and now. And there's simply no better place in the world to be having this conversation at this very moment than in India right now. And I always say, SDGs दुनिया में मुमकिन होंगी क्योंकि India में मुमकिन होंगी. If India transforms its textiles, its fashion industry on the basis of leadership like this, these amazing Indian designers that we saw today as well, then the world has a much, much better chance.
Circular Design Challenge in partnership with the UN in India and Lakmé Fashion Week. Lafani!
We have the Lafares, the wild card if you remember. How do you feel right now?
Very happy that all of this was worth it.
From not being able to cross the India round last year, being told that not being in the finals, and then being told, okay, come on board, we want you here, and look where you are right now. What a journey.
And the winner of Elan Circular Design Challenge in partnership with the UN in India and Lakmé Fashion Week is Archive City.
Punjabi Munda.
Let's go.
Finally on top of the world. It was amazing to see your journey and the journey in the last half an hour as well. From those nerves, the butterflies, and you're like, oh man. It felt like you're gonna like throw up right now. Versus, did it feel surreal?
Yeah, it was a great feeling. I can't term it into something. I've never done a runway show before.
Wow.
I've never done this before. I've never done a competition, a jury, a runway show. So I think all of that put together, it's just one of the greatest feelings ever. We're going to kill it for the March show.
Yeah.
We're going to bring the world to India and we're going to take India to the world.
That's fine.